It's Monday and it's time for the North Carolina Vinyl Picker Show. And on this episode, we're going to go all the way up to Norfolk when I do some picking up there. Yes. Went to 2 or 3 different places and found an amazing bunch of stuff. I also got a big old stack here that I got in the mail while I was gone. And I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. I found these 2 Kate Bush 45s. Ooh, there you go. I got them online and picked them up for like $5 a piece. And they're UK first press 45s. So there you go. I'm going to enjoy those. Put them with my other ones. And then I still got more I need. Found this one here. Somebody turned me on to this on the internet. I can't remember who it was. But they told me don't skip on Bo Hansen. This one here is the Magician's Hat. And he also has one about Lord of the Rings. Really good stuff. Kind of jazzy, kind of a progressive rock area. It's the early 70s, and that's about what was going on. And speaking about what's going on, it's them Yankees. Let me tell you about it. Saturday and Sunday night, there were some awesome games on, and the Yankees beat the Bo Sox 2 out of 3 games. So now we're going to play the Phillies tonight, and we'll see how that goes. We got some new players. We got about, 55, 60 games left. So I'm looking forward to that. Trying to squeeze in some music and got to get my shows done. And I'm a little late this time because I just got back today. So it's been a little bit of hectic, but I'm getting her done right now. Next thing I got in the mail was the Mirth Brander. I was reading about these guys, and they're from New Jersey. Must be down South Jersey from where I'm from. But, yeah, this is a great album. I remember hearing this years and years ago. I had it on cassette, or I had it on CDR or something. Or maybe my friend John had it. Somebody I know listened to it, and they were excellent band. Early prog from New Jersey, and it was released, and it came with a CD and a booklet. Yeah, a booklet. It came with a booklet, talks all about the band, and then there's a live show CD in here that was also in here, and it was like $20 or $25, and long out of print. I don't know if this was ever printed. If it was, it'd be really high up in price, I got this in the mail. This was like a $5 record. And, I'm all in on Revelation. I love From Genesis to Revelation. It's my favorite Genesis album, that one. And Trespass, they both have Anthony Phillips on there. And I love Anthony Phillips. I love all his solo stuff. And, I love Steve Hackett and Phil Collins. They joined after these 2 first albums. But, yeah, I just love the guitar playing of the 12-string of Anthony Phillips. And this one here is From Genesis to Revelation. And this is Rock Roots Genesis. And I think this is a French pressing, if I'm not mistaken. No, it says made in England. So this was an English one. And there's so many of them. And I took pictures of them all. I think I got about 5 left to go. And I'll have the complete set of all the releases of Revelation. Speaking of Genesis, Revelatory Genesis 80.78. That must be the time. And I believe this was, and then there were 3 tour. I think so. This is a bootleg that I found online. I think I got it for less than $10 with shipping. And I haven't heard it yet. Not sure how it's going to sound, but I think I've heard this in the past. I think I had it in my first collection or I've heard it from somebody else. This one here, got this in the mail. This was $20 shipped. This was really Carlos Santana and John McLaughlin, who I dearly love. I wish I had seen Santana. I guess I still can if Carlos comes around close to me. Love Supreme, Chicago Broadcast, 1973. So this was still never even been opened yet. I just got it in the mail. It's a real cheap heat release, volume 2, and they do a Love Supreme, John Coltrane. So looking forward to that. And it's been it's a banger week. Let me tell you, next week I probably got like 5 things coming in. That's going to be it. It's going to be a really small week next week. But Satori, and this is the traveling Flower Traveling Band, and they made, I think, 2 records. The other one's got them riding naked on motorcycles. So, looking forward to hearing this. I've heard it in my truck. I've heard it playing, and they sound really cool. They're from the late 60s, and they're just now getting their albums re-released. So I've been hearing a lot of noise online about that band and people talking about it. So I had to pick it up, and I liked it. I streamed it first, make sure I liked it, and then I hit the switch. And then this one here I paid up a little bit for, not much. This one here, the BBC broadcast, I had this on CD, and then I sold it in my store and made a few dollars on it. And after my friend had it and I got it back, and then found it on vinyl for $25. You know, it's got 3 albums in here and a booklet, and it's really, really good. If you're into Genesis, you got to have this. This is a good one. And I also like to get the one that they did with the Lamb Live. It's a really early CD box set. Hopefully they'll put that on vinyl. That would be nice. So that's all the stuff that I got online, and that's quite a bit. So then while I was up to Norfolk, I went up there to do some visiting and some little bit of work, and I went to, where did I go? Oh, I went to the thrift store. Yes, Thrift Store USA, by the way. And it's a great little store. I got there right at 9 o'clock when they opened. And I went in there, and they have the tracks up on the wall. The tracks, big old plastic sign. And years and years and years and years ago, back in the 70s, before most of you all there were born, all you youngsters, the back there at Granby, that corner right there, there was a Trax record store, kind of like Peaches, but up in Norfolk it was called Trax. And we used to go there and buy records all the time. And it's before even CDs were available. They might have had cassettes then. And so we were buying up records and taking them to the ship and whatever. So they have the sign in there. It's huge. I asked, the first time I went in there years ago, I asked him if I could buy it. And he said, no, it's not for sale. But that's where they have it. I guess they bought it. Maybe they bought it from the store. Maybe the guy that runs that place knows the people that ran the record store. I don't know. But I don't know the backstory on that. But I got a picture of the sign, and I'm going to put it in this video. So anybody there from the Norfolk area would recognize that sign. They would know it for sure. And so I went in there, and in the past, I found lots of stuff. I found all kinds of stuff. So, yeah. So, of course, I had found the Victory at Sea. These were all $1.49. And I got this Victory at Sea, and now I probably got 47 copies of Victory at Sea, like 9 different covers. And I found this one there. I used to like this band back in the 80s when I was working up and I was stationed actually in Groton, Connecticut. And Level 42 they were a really good band, and they kind of like have a jazz influence to them a little bit. This is a song, Something About You. It's from the album World Machine, which I don't have. I think I used to have it back in the day. I used to have the album, but this is $1. It's $1.49. It was a 12-inch promo Polydor, and glad to get it. And it's Something About You on both sides. It's the same thing. One's 7 minutes, and the other side is 7:38. So yeah, I'm going to give this a spin, and I'm going to see how much I love it, and then try to pick up some of them early Level 42 albums. I think they got a little poppier, a little more disco-y, or a little bit more poppier as the 80s moved on. But I think their early ones is the ones I was into, their first couple albums. There's one at the first album, I think it's got a picture of Nefertiti on it or something like that. So anyhow. So then we went down to, where do we go? We went to Virginia Beach. I didn't write nothing down today. We went down to Virginia Beach, and we went to Vinyl Days record store. And that's a really cool record store. Come to find out, it's not too far from where I was. And we went over there, and I spent a good hour in there looking through all this stuff. I've been there before. Maybe about a year or so ago I was there. And I went through the store and found a bunch of stuff. And I've got some really cool 45s and some other stuff. So I got the Genesis. I did not have this one. This is, of course, Illegal Alien. Maybe not politically right anymore. I'm not sure. John Lennon, Stick Around. Julian Lennon. Julian Lennon, Jesse. I'm all in on Julian Lennon. I really like his vocals. I've always liked him since his first album. I actually like him more than his father's music. But yeah, Julian Lennon and Mike and the Mechanics. This is Taken In. These were all $1. Taken In. And then this one here, Don Henley. I love Don Henley. Love me some Don Henley, like the Eagles. And yeah, it's not cool to like the Eagles anymore, but I do like the Eagles. I really like their earlier stuff. Then they got really slick, you know. They did Hotel California and The Long Run. They got a little bit slick. But their early stuff was pretty cool. This was Don Henley. It's from the album, his first solo album. And I've never seen this 45 before. And for $1, I picked it up. This is another Patrick Moraz album. Now, I have just about all of Patrick Moraz's solo albums, and they're all really good. Some better than others, like most people. Human Interface is the name of the album. And I'm getting ready to play. I think this was like $3, something like that. And Annie Haslam. This was like $5. I didn't have this in the collection. I don't think this is a very good album, but I'm going to give it a spin. It's Annie Haslam from Renaissance. It's her first solo album with Roy Wood, who I think was her boyfriend at the time. I'm not sure. Correct me on that if I'm wrong. What do y'all think of I'm doing a live show? Like on, well, Saturday nights are pretty open on the vinyl community. Friday night and Sunday night, there's a lot of people on. I was thinking about doing like an hour-long show. And maybe not bring anybody up at first, but just talk about music for an hour, see how many people listen in and want to talk music and comment on my show and stuff like that. I've already do like 20 minutes, so maybe if I did work my way up to a half hour and then 45 minutes and then maybe get to an hour and talk about prog music, jazz fusion, and the Yankees. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'm thinking about it. Write your comments down below. What do you think about the North Carolina Vinyl Picker having his own little show? Besides this show, have a live show. Yeah, thinking about it. Just thinking about it. Wheels are turning. How about some Yes? This is a new one that came out. I think this was a record store day release or something like that. It's a splatter vinyl. It's pretty cool, huh? And yeah, this is like this is supposed to be called, what is it called? It's called Yes Singles. So it has all their singles on here that they released. I didn't know they had this many singles. They did Your Move, Starship Trooper, Roundabout, America. I knew about those. And You and I, and Soon on side 1. And side 2 is Sound Chaser. I think that's from Relayer. That was a 45, really? Wondrous Stories, Don't Kill the Whale. I know that one. I have that. Into the Lens from Drama. Owner of a Lonely Heart, of course, and Leave It from 90125. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It was like $20. So, you know, I'm pretty much of a Yes completist. This one there was there for $8. This is Genesis Tonight. And what it is questions and answers, and then it's a promo, and it just has them talking about, I guess, the tour, Invisible Touch tour, exclusive candid interview. It was like $6. It was on my want list, and I had to have it. I gotta have it. Genesis, Invisible Touch. Speaking of Invisible Touch, this is Invisible Touch with The Last Domino on the B-side. This is a special 12-inch mix, and this was like $8. Dan Fogelberg, I've been listening to Dan lately, and this is his album Captured Angel. And if you like singer-songwriters from the 70s, you might like Dan Fogelberg. Argent, this got Phil Collins on it. It's got, who else is on here? Of course, this is Rod Argent's band, and Phil plays on here. There's some other people that are playing on here, and this is just one of their albums. Argent, they made about, maybe everybody from, you know, that's my age knows that song, Hold Your Head Up, but they had a lot of other hits, or maybe they didn't have any hits, but they had a lot of other albums. He did about 5 albums. He just passed away, like, I think it was like 2 weeks ago or something. Rod Argent from Argent. And this was probably this is the best pick I found there. Octane Twisted. And this is from their Porcupine Tree's final tour, The Incident, before they regrouped. But this was with the original, well, not the original band, but it had their original bassist with them, Colin Edwin, but he's not with them anymore. They had two guys playing for what Colin could do, and the guitar player. But yeah, so this is John Wesley. He's not on the new Porcupine Tree either. I don't even know if they're gonna make another album. They made one and done, so they might just be finished. But anyway, I digest. Porcupine Tree, Octane Twisted, excellent, excellent, excellent. I have it on CD, but of course, I'm selling all my CDs, and they're all in my store. And speaking of my store, it's Discogs, and it's the North Carolina Vinyl Picker, Big Chief Vinyl 57. Yeah, just go over there and you'll see all kinds of stuff in there. You'll see 8 tracks. You'll see albums. You'll see singles. You'll see videos. I just sold a video. I had Blu-ray. I had and a DVD that I didn't need. I had doubles of. So sometimes I pick them up, And yeah, so go over there and buy some stuff for me. Yeah, sounds good. I can use the money. I put it towards more stuff to bring to the table to show you fine folks out there. And thank you all for subscribing. I've had a huge uptake in my subscribers. So I want to thank all my new subscribers. And if you like my show, which is a weekly show, and usually it's on Sunday, but today it's on Monday, then subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll know when next time the North Carolina Vinyl Picker comes on. That's right. Last one. This one here, I got at a thrift store down there in Norfolk. I found the Pretender, Jackson Browne, great album, $5. Didn't have a good copy of this. I didn't have this. This is a really good album. Dan Fogelberg and Tim Weisberg. He's a flautist, and this is a really good album. If you like Dan Fogelberg, he did a second album with that guy there. Tim Weisberg was also, but I don't think it's on vinyl. It's only on CD. It was like 10 years, 15 years ago. Dan Fogelberg's no longer with us. He died quite a while ago. Excuse me. Did I bring a drink? I did bring a drink. My good Walmart water. Okay. The Brecker Brothers, Strap Hanging. Anybody know who the Brecker Brothers are? Well, they're jazz brothers who played clarinet, and they play trombone and saxophone and all things you blow. And I think they also played in Steps Ahead band, and they played in lot of session bands. They played with Steely Dan, I think. They played with all kinds of people. But back in the late 70s, they made a series of albums, and they were all on Arista Records. And they're really good. Most of them are really good. The ones I've heard, I think I got 3 now. 3 of their albums, 3 of the 5. So, but you could pick this up. This is Cheap Heat. Just like this one here is Cheap Heat. And just like this one here is Cheap Heat. And so, yeah, picked up a little bit of Cheap Heat this week. Sue me. What are you going to do? Okay, so $5, $3, $5. Genesis Mama. Yes, found these. Land of Confusion. These were all $3. Found 2 copies of I Can't Dance. That's all, folks. Dire Straits, Extended Dance EP. Fleetwood Mac, Family Man. And Vincent, Don McLean. That's going to be good. And this was probably the pick of the week on my 45s. Big Bad John, Jimmy Dean. You love his sausage, you know him. Yeah, buddy. He did a great song. This is a mint copy. I've never seen this in the wild. I've seen the 45 in the wild, but never with the cover, and never for $2. So how can you pass up Jimmy Dean? Oh my goodness. That's all I got this week. North Carolina Vinyl Picker. What do I always say? I'm not done yet. I'll be back. Next weekend. I'm not sure what I'm going to have to show you. I'm going to try to go out this week and find something. maybe you'll go find some more cheap heat. Even go find some more $3 records. But thank everybody out there for watching my show. Went a little long today, 20 minutes. Oh, man. It's going to be difficult to get this one downloaded. It's going to take a long time. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to download if I do my live one, maybe it just goes right over to YouTube. I don't know how that works. I'll have to figure it out. Be talking to you soon. Write down the comments down below if you want to sit here and listen to the North Carolina vinyl picker ramble on for an hour. Yes, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. And support them troops out there. North Carolina vinyl picker. What do I always say? I'm out of here.